I'm about to mute everybody. I'm about to mute. Welcome to Football Heads, the podcast that discuss all your things related to football, the hot takes, the bold predictions, and everything in between. We've been on fire. We've been on 10, as you can kind of see from all of our facial expressions, and that I wouldn't have had it any other way. This is how I would want to start every episode, like not just all of us wiping crust out our eyes, hurrying up, trying to get stuff together. JR, you back. You've been gone for a minute, but you back. What's going on, big dog?
Man, it's been a lot, dude. Trying to tend to life, but we back at it. I ain't took a minute off football. It's been a good season, but yeah, still here, man.
This is one of the crazier seasons with so many playoff implications. We are halfway through, and it's like
this is the first
team. This is the first time in my lifetime that the top records don't indicate the best teams.
No.
It just indicates the best case scenarios for playoffs. Vonte, second time on. What's going on, big dog?
Yo, I'm back with a voices time.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now y'all can hear everything. Y'all can hear the personality. Y'all can hear me crash out. All that good stuff. So
I can't wait. I'm a force. I will force a crash out. I'm legit about to make him like a car wrapped around a tree. He about to crash for real.
Greatest running back in the league ever in the NFL history. I got to put him on the chest real quick. So.
Oh yeah, I'm with you on that. Rob, another second timer from All Things Pats. My guy, Big Rob. What's going on, big dog?
Was good. If you don't get them to crash, I sure as hell will.
Hey, this looking like a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? This looking like a
We need it like this visual right here. Like
let's get the fix in. Let's get the fix in.
We do. Next, man. Let me go ahead and open up with an icebreaker. First and foremost, in one of our group chats, the one me and Vonte in with Christian. Vonte just started stirring up some stuff, and me and one of the guys just started talking track, like just because JR, track is like that's our heart. That's the sport where even with relays, but without relays, it's just you can't blame anybody if you lose. There's no team. If I lose, I lose. If I win, I win.
Track, JR?
Yeah, baby. I was all state way.
In what?
Hundo.
Oh, the 100 and the 4x1. He was like 14 running the 10-5. It was not pleasant.
Okay.
It was not pleasant. Yeah, I'm a 200 guy, but he
check MHSAA. Type my name in.
All right.
Tell me what you see.
Speaking of that, Rob.
What school?
Wall Lake Western.
Okay, got you.
Rob, we military guys, so we have a different structure than our counterparts that play sports all through college and whatnot. But y'all, when's the last time? I'm gonna start with you, Rob. When's the last time you ran full speed, like on purpose?
when a drill instructor was on my ass. Move, answer.
Thanks. Vonte.
No, it was like a month ago. I ain't gonna cap.
What was the reason?
My son.
He got away from you?
4-year-old.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. You ain't catching that.
Yeah, nah. That's on you. I got a 2.5-year-old and a 2-month-old. I'm not at the chasing stage yet.
Bless your heart, Doc. Bless your heart.
I can get she cut corners, but our house, we got the space to where I can corner her and get to her. So I ain't got to run full speed just yet. 75%.
I got nearly a 4-month-old, so we'll see. I haven't got to that stage yet.
Yeah,
well, I must be the lucky one. I ain't got mine 13 turning 14. I'm out of that.
Yeah. Oh, she just taking a car and driving away from you.
You got two girls, 2 boys.
2 girls. Girl dad for life. Girl dad for life. That's the only life for me.
That's a blessing though.
Only life for me. I was you can ask JR. I was never that guy that wanted that Division I son. I don't want that. That's not my story. I didn't want a junior. I didn't want a namesake. I didn't want a kid to go pro. I don't care. I mean, if my girls go pro, cool. But I'm not gonna push it on them. I did not have that dream of having a son. I ain't ran full speed in a decade though. That's just not happening. There's no reason for me right now in my mid-30s to run full speed. Period. Point blank.
He will.
See, I just turned 30, so that's where I'm at. I just turned 30, so you know what I'm saying. So.
You taking my daughter on a date? What?
Exactly.
Eight
Exactly.
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Ain't no
Get it?
8:01.
And
Yeah,
I'm
You
not
ain't right.
running. My feet planted and I'm pulling. I look,
And you
listen, pod,
started
take
blasting.
this pod ain't for kids, but do what you will with this information. I squeeze. I ain't chasing nobody. What do what you must with that information.
Let
I'm
that
gonna
fly. Let it
squeeze.
fly.
I'm gonna squeeze 10 times out of 10.
Downrange.
I ain't
Downrange.
got nothing for you. I say you run. I'm
You
squeezing.
started
I'm not
blasting.
running. I'm squeezing.
That's crazy.
Y'all, let's get into this. One of my other icebreakers. JR is the Vonte. Wait, what position did you play in high school and in college?
High school, it was corner and slot receiver.
Okay, so you might be able to relate to this a little bit. JR played running back. I didn't. I love defense. I love to hit. He was just so shifty that he just played running back his whole life. I
Mhm.
wanted to see if either of you two can beat him in some running back trivia. I'm gonna name a team. Once I name the team, you all have to tell me who the all-time leading rusher is for that team. I'm gonna see if either
Okay.
of you can beat JR. We only gonna get through 5 teams. I'm gonna see if either of y'all can take him out. All right, dethrone the RB King. If y'all
Let's
can
do it.
dethrone him in 5, if y'all can beat him in 5, we got a giveaway coming. Chat, I need
So
y'all to hear that. Giveaway is coming. I'm going to name a team. They have to name the running back that is their all-time leading rusher for that team.
we gotta say it first.
Yep.
All
I'm
right.
not concerned with y'all Wi-Fi or y'all lag. I'm going based off of whoever I hear first. Period.
So I
Point
can
blank.
answer now, or I gotta wait.
No, you can answer. It's whoever get to it first. Make sure
Oh,
all
bet
y'all
it
Don't
up.
mics
be
are
cheating,
unmuted.
bro.
Bet it
Don't be
up.
cheating, bro. Don't
You
be
I ain't
ready?
cheating.
cheating.
No, I'm make sure y'all ain't looking down at your phones or nothing. I will kick you out of this.
Well, you know what okay. This one see what I'm doing. So go
All right,
ahead.
here we go. First team, all-time leading rusher for Buffalo Bills.
OJ Simpson.
Yeah. Oh, that wasn't it?
Oh
What?
JR, I just
Damn,
knew
no.
you was gonna
that
get it.
wasn't it?
Nope.
That would have been my guess.
No. What's my man's? He played
Why
for
you
them
Dang.
for
but
the
what you doing, bro?
I about to say, you see him looking? You see him looking?
Right.
I ain't getting anything from I can turn the
You
screen around right
just
now.
touching something, man.
I'm
Pause.
making sure this camera don't drop, fool.
He was
What
No,
part of
camera?
this
he was
one.
he was part of the 4 Super Bowl losses in the 90s.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I'm looking right at him too because he fumbled that dog. No, his backup fumbled the ball when he went in instead of him, and he was pissed about it because he misplaced his helmet or some
So it
bull.
wasn't OJ Simpson because he was there.
Nope.
No,
Nope.
no.
OJ
Uh,
was like the 80s, I think.
Yeah.
oh my
OJ was for
God.
sure in his Bronco by this time.
What? And I just watched the
Dang.
Thurman. Uh Thurman. What is his last? Is it
His
Thurman
last
Thomas?
yeah,
Okay,
Thurman
close enough.
Thomas.
Yeah, you
Close
got me on
enough.
that one. That
Thurman Thomas,
when I
OJ
hear
would
running
have
1,200
back and
OJ
rushing
would have
Bills,
been my
yards.
when I
I
hear running
figured y'all
back and
would have thought
Bills,
OJ. It
yeah,
wasn't
okay, yeah, you
OJ.
a little
does
tricky.
the mileage on the Bronco count? Like
No.
I'm trying to figure that out.
That's crazy.
Hey yo, that's actually crazy.
That's crazy.
No. All right. Here we go. Team number 2, leading rusher for Jacksonville Jaguars.
Fred
Jacksonville.
Fred Jackson?
No, Fred Taylor.
Fred Taylor. I
Yep.
was supposed to say Fred
You were
Taylor.
Damn, bro.
close.
Where's
Close.
I
You was
get
there.
Jackson from?
You was there
Where's
though.
that? Damn it, bro.
Where did you get Jackson? I'm trying to think. Was there a Jackson?
Nah,
Nope.
No, there wasn't. I don't
Fred
know where I
Taylor.
got Jackson from. I was literally thinking about Lamar
If I had to
Jackson.
guess, without knowing, I probably would have said Maurice Jones-Drew. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
you
I,
would have,
I,
No,
but
I
no.
probably would have
Fred
said them
he was a
Taylor
two.
was
duel.
a
He was a
Yeah,
duel.
yeah.
problem, Fred Taylor.
Yep.
All right, here y'all go. The newest team to the NFL, Houston Texans.
Arian Foster.
Yep.
There you
Dang,
go.
let's
Yep.
go,
That's a good one.
Vontae.
Yeah,
Let's
you was quick on that
go.
one. You was quick on
Yeah,
that one. I ain't mad at that.
yeah.
I
All
ain't mad at
right,
that.
all right. I see you, good sir. I see you, good sir. That was a good one. All right, where we at? Let me see.
I don't know. Them eyes are wandering. Where's that damn
Ooh,
list at?
ooh, no.
Yeah, I ain't got no.
I had to narrow it down to 10 teams, but this the one. I'm about to see. This the one. This number 4. Leading rusher for the St. Louis Rams.
Oh,
I give
Don't.
Pierre Thomas.
No, you can't. And you can't
No,
say it ain't Marshall fault because he was receiving. So you
you
got to
said
go
wait
back.
for who again?
The Rams.
The Rams.
I'm tripping. Why did I say him?
You got to go back to
Oh
Dickerson.
my God.
I'm about to
It
say-
is Dickerson.
It
Is
is
it
not
not?
Dickerson.
No,
ain't
because he
Dickerson?
only had that
What?
one season. No, he only had that one season. Where it was like 2,000 yards. Then
Yeah,
he
but
fell
that
off
one
after.
season, you would think that
Who
like he
was
would
the
have.
low-key
Yeah.
beast? Who was the low-key beast after Marshall Falk?
Was it Todd Gurley? Ain't no way.
Way before Gurley. Still in St. Louis.
Oh, Steve Jackson. Steven
Yeah,
Jackson.
Steve.
Steven
Good
Jackson.
call.
The
Good
Steven
call.
Patriot legend. Patriot
Jackson.
legend.
Good call.
Steven.
I knew
I
he was. I knew he was
forgot.
crazy.
Played for
I
5
forgot
minutes
about
and a
Steven
cup of
Jackson,
coffee.
low key.
Hey, I tell you what, I never meet him in a hole. I tell you that. Pause. I would
Absolutely
never.
not. That
Never.
man would just
No.
run you the hell over.
No.
See, look, listen. I meet Derrick Henry, no problem.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Steven Jackson?
Nah.
No way.
Neither one. I'm good.
All right, last one.
I've seen
Leading
Derrick Henry.
rusher for wait. Who I'm trying to think. JR, how many you get?
They have 2 apiece.
Oh, they got 2 apiece. All right.
Mhm.
Well, Rob, I'm gonna lean on you to get this one to break the tie. Or Vonte. If either y'all get it over JR, we got a giveaway coming for the subscribers. Leading rusher for Kansas City Chiefs.
Priest Holmes.
No.
No. Not Priest
No?
Holmes?
No, not Priest Holmes.
Oh, Cap. All right.
How is it not? How is it not Priest Holmes?
That's bro. That's what I'm like.
Johnson. Oh, no, it's not Johnson.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm talking about, right? My goodness.
I don't know how Priest Holmes ain't it.
Bro, I just knew I had that one, dog. I ain't gonna cap.
Since we're running out of time, I'll give away the college. He went to Texas. That didn't
Why is
help you?
Jamal Charles?
Yes.
Wow.
Jamal
That's
Charles?
cool.
He was the leading
Boom.
rusher for the Chiefs.
Wow.
Boom.
Charles was a
Jamal-
problem.
Jamal
7,300
Charles.
yards.
No, he was a
Dude,
problem.
bro.
He was a
That
problem.
mother,
Yes.
he was a
I thought
problem.
Priest
problem.
Holmes had that.
Yes.
I thought Priest Holmes had that one. That's why I didn't consider Jamal.
I was thinking about Johnson. Who
By the way, that was a shot in the dark because Priest Holmes was that would have been my
Same.
first guess.
Terrence will tell you, Priest Holmes is my favorite running
Yeah.
back of all
The
time.
fact
Yeah.
that Jamal Charles might have had the
Priest Holmes
greatest
is
like
amazing.
little window he had because
Yeah.
Priest Holmes was a dog.
Why did you say Priest Holmes was your favorite running back of all time?
So at that time, growing up, you got to remember at that time playing ball, I'm playing ball from 99 to like that '04 window. And it was between LaDainian Tomlinson and
LT.
Priest Holmes. Those were the guys that I was watching on TV.
And keep in mind, 2000, 2001, they were not halfbacks or running backs. They were not scats. They were not Jameer Gibbs. They were bruisers. They were Brandon Jacobs, Sean Alexander, Jerome Bettis.
Brandon Jacobs was a
Deuce
refrigerator.
McAllister. You
But
had
even
guys,
then-
if you were less than 240, you were not a running
Ahmad
back.
Bradshaw.
But even then,
You
but
did
even
not
then, at
run
that point,
a sub 4.6 in the early
Yeah.
2000s. You were
but
a
no,
bruiser.
but even at that point, Priest Holmes and LaDainian Tomlinson were starting to create
Yeah.
that lane because Marshall Falk started that, the dual role,
Receiving
right? And then,
back.
yeah. So once that happened, LT and Priest Holmes were like,
Jesus,
they were special to me, man.
that one season by LT was just insane. Didn't
Dude,
he have like 26
incredible.
touchdowns?
Yes, bro.
Yeah, when he broke the touchdown record. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
What year was that?
Hey, Jameer Gibbs is almost there. I can tell you that.
He has the potential. He does, bro. Yeah.
I don't know, but stop that, man. Come on. LT was a different animal, man. Stop
LT
it.
Yeah, I don't
was
think
sick.
I'm not talking about on the level of LT. I'm talking about the touchdowns, brother.
How many touchdowns?
Rushing or total? Rushing?
Total.
Oh, total.
Oh, total. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see total. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what
I can see total.
I would never put LT.
It was
different.
it's this
That
the
man's
day and age
different.
we in. And I'm not saying anybody here is guilty of it, but that revisionist history is an MF
Absolutely
for
not.
a lot of people. It's crazy for a lot of people
Yeah.
that just get to talking crazy. All right, let's get into at least 2 of our segments, see what we can get through in the next 15 minutes or so. Look, this year there have been so many shakeups, so many injuries, so many unexpected turns and twists with the way things go. Somehow, some way, you see Joe Flacco looking like he's quote unquote back to his groove with Cleveland, and somehow, some way, he gets shipped about 90 miles west to Cincinnati and just
Piss off
starts
Mike Tomlin.
calling the play and just starts calling the play. Yeah, it's crazy. You still got to see, like, Tomlin has had to see that man twice a year with every team, not Pittsburgh. And I don't know how, as a coach, you live with having to see the same quarterback twice with three different freaking teams. And the team he's with now is another plug and play. If you don't thrive with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, I got nothing for you. But y'all, look, this is a year where there are just so many shakeups. But up to this point, Vonte, I'm gonna start with you. Who's your league MVP? Like, up to this very moment, the season ends today. You got to make a decision on who's the MVP. Who you taking and why?
Quarterback or non-quarterback?
Yes.
Anybody.
Anybody.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yep.
And why?
Yep.
I mean, before I think it was like week 8, he already had like 900 yards rushing, and then not including the 300 yards receiving.
Mm-hmm.
So he's already surpassed the 1,000-yard marker of all purpose. While you have like guys like CMC and Jahmyr Gibbs tailgating him, but literally, if the Colts didn't have him, we
Yep.
wouldn't be talking about how good the Colts are right now.
Absolutely.
And this is after injury. We're almost seeing a brink of what Adrian Peterson was. And I'm talking about like not entirely Adrian Peterson, but this is exactly what Adrian Peterson kind of went through as far as ACL, knee injury, things like that, being injured. Let's just not just say just being injured and then coming back and having a historical season right after the fact. So I got to give it to the
Especially
Jonathan.
with running backs having to be like phenomenal pass blockers now, like that, your legs take a toll, especially them ligaments. So I'm with you on that. JR, who you got? Who's your MVP?
For me, it's same thing. It's Jonathan Taylor. You're watching a guy that literally is taking over games, right? Like you're one guy. Your defense is scheming against stopping this one guy, and you still can't. To like when you see stuff like that, like I get it. It's a we all know it's a quarterback award, but when you're scheming against a quarterback, you're still scheming against a tight end, against multiple receivers, against different formations, against different sets. Trying to scheme against a one running back, and you know what's coming. And it's not even like the Colts are doing anything creative to get him the ball. They're running the same 3 running plays out of 3 formations time and time again, and telling you, we stop it. Like what are you going to do? You're watching time and time again. The line closes up. He bounces it outside, goes 60 yards plus. Like this type of what I'm watching, dude. It's like man. He's taking over games.
And
It's
he got
different when you scheme against one guy and you still can't stop him.
a faster run time
On his 40?
yeah, and miles per hour, I guess, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Better,
yeah,
faster than Jahmyr Gibbs.
yeah. The next
That's
gen
scary.
this year when he broke that out, yes. So that's why I'm saying, right now for me is Jonathan Taylor. If I'm going overall, it's Taylor,
Yeah,
bro.
overall, I like it. Rob, who you got?
Man, I'm not even wearing his jersey right now. It's Drake. It's Drake May. And that's not me even being biased. Like
No, I get you.
this is coming off of back-to-back seasons of four wins. Like this is a team that like everybody on paper was picking to have maybe six wins at most, right? He didn't have a run game most of the season, right? Travion Henderson, everybody wants to just pop off at the mouth and say like, oh, now he's the reason why they're winning or whatever. Second most sack quarterback, ain't a wide receiver one in sight. Like he's throwing to Stephon Diggs coming off an ACL injury. I mean, like Keishawn Butte, 6th-round pick. Pop Douglas, 6th-round pick. Who does he have that like the other MVP candidates have? Like in I don't know, Jared Goff. Jared Goff's got a
Or a
slew of
Stafford.
talent.
Stafford got Puka.
Or
Puka
Stafford,
and Devontae
exactly.
Adams.
And it's not taking anything away from them. I'm saying
Yeah.
that like this kid,
Yeah.
how he has elevated his game, and Josh McDaniels needs to get like all the damn flowers in the world because he has evolutionized his playbook to fit this kid's play style because he's never had a guy like him. He had Tom Brady, Cam Newton, but now he's got kind of a combination of the two. It's Drake May for me, man. He's leading the league in most statistical categories in his second year. He's 23 years old, and the moment this boy gets a wide receiver one, the league is in trouble.
Rob, you know I got your back when it comes to Drake May, but I am so tired of quarterbacks getting it, so I have to personally go with Jonathan Taylor because
I
I
respect it.
I think that honestly, it's my personal opinion that quarterbacks should be exempt from the award. They should just make a quarterback of the year award. Whoever you deem as the GOAT, call it the Tom Brady award, call it the like I don't care what you want to call it. Make an award specifically for QBs. Do the same thing with the Heisman. Last year was the hypest I've ever been because it was the first time it was without a doubt a quarterback is not winning. It was Ashton Agenti or Travis Hunter, period, point blank. Everybody else was a distant third. This year, I'm looking forward to Jonathan Taylor keeping this going. Multiple games with 3+ rushing touchdowns. That's a problem. He would be the first non-quarterback to win it since 2012. Adrian Peterson was the last non-quarterback. 13 freaking years ago was the last
Wait,
time
wasn't
someone
that
that wasn't a
co-MVP
quarterback. And it was
Yeah, it
co-MVP.
was Cole.
And that was
Yeah.
the last time a non-quarterback won the award. Look, if
with
you
Peyton
want to
Manning?
say who's the best player on the team and always go to the eyes and the ears and the focus, I understand that. But we're talking value. You take Jonathan Taylor off of this team, they are not looking the way they look. And then, yeah, sure, you can say you take Drake May off the offense, they're not looking anything like that either. That's also true. But at this point, I want it to be understood that the offense goes through so much more than just the quarterback itself. And I do look forward to seeing somebody else get it. But
Let's
y'all
just keep
look,
it a bean though, just real quick, real
yeah.
quick. What other than Drake May, I'm sorry, Drake May.
Mm-hmm.
What quarterback in the league right now is worthy?
Sam
Worthy?
Darnold.
I would say Sam
It's
Darnold. I would
going to
say
be
Matt
Donald.
Stafford, or I would say Dak Prescott. If we're just talking numbers, Sam Darnold's numbers are through the roof. Dak Prescott has that offense on fire. They're the number two offense as of last week. Before last week, they had the number one scoring offense. And Matt Stafford, because of what he's doing with both Puka and revitalized Vonte Adams and a healthy Kyron Williams and y'all boy, Michigan boy Blake Corum coming in on third downs, like literally doing everything to shake that defense up and to shake the offense up and to keep that NFC West a three-headed monster where it's the Niners, the Rams, and the Seahawks. That like
Yeah.
NFC West is loaded. It may not
Yeah.
look like it, but it truly is loaded. But those are the other three that you could, as of right now, if you're
Yeah.
talking stats and impact, say that those are potential
But
candidates for
that's why I
MVP.
would pull Stafford out of it. Only because, again, if we're going most valuable to their team,
Yeah, value. Yeah.
I can agree with you guys with a Drake May or a Jonathan Taylor. You take either of those two
I
off of
think
their
it's a
team.
two-horse race between those two.
Yeah.
That's it.
Agreed. I can agree with that.
Because much like what we see in the NFC West, you see Brock Purdy go down. Mac Jones just come out
Oh
there and looks
God,
like a
he sucks.
reincarnated Steve Young somehow, some way. I think the Rams
He
are the same.
sucks.
And I'm not taking anything away from Stafford, but with that offense,
I'm
if you
not.
get a
Yeah.
serviceable backup and say, hey, we need you the next two games to just go out there and bring this game home, they will do that. Baker Mayfield did that when he was out there. Like you
Just
can
don't
find
lose the
somebody to
game.
go out. Yeah, that's it. Just don't lose the game. You got the pieces around you to succeed. Vontae,
I
what you
got a
got before we
question.
move on?
Did you really just say a revitalized Devontae Adams?
Yes.
Yes. I agree with that.
That man blew a tire the other game. He looked like he was ready to grab his walking chair.
Bro,
Walking thing.
hold on.
Oh
When
yeah,
we
when
talk
his back went
about
out.
we
Yeah,
talk
But it's the same. But what I
give
can't
him a
do
hit
is
shot.
take one clip and make that law or make that the totality of who he is. Because we watched him score 4 touchdowns in the game 3 weeks ago. We watched him in the first half score 4 touchdowns with Matt Stafford. So I can't just look at what just happened most recently.
but revitalized though? You know
Yes.
the
It's definitely,
Look
brother,
at
you know what I
his
mean?
situations that he was
numbers.
in before he.
Raiders
Look
and
at
Hold on,
his
do you know the
numbers.
I mean, it
situation?
definitely is
Hold on,
revitalized.
wait. Before we talk about numbers, do you know the situation has everything to do with numbers? Everything to do with numbers. So
Yes.
we talking about when he went to the Raiders and then went to the Jets and then say he's revitalized?
Yes.
Oh, that's not even by his own power. Yeah,
It is
Jimmy
by your own
Garoppolo.
power. You can
No, it's
still.
not.
You can
Yes,
revitalize
yes, you can.
somebody
Okay, so
somebody's
how is it?
career.
How is it that Brock
Wait,
Bowers? No,
hold
wait,
on.
wait,
What in
nope.
what
This man's got
context?
How
nine
What
is it?
touchdowns
context?
right
I'm gonna
now.
say this, and we got to get going. But I want to hear your rebuttal. How is it that a Brock Bowers as a rookie can have more receiving yards than Devontae Adams did in any standalone season as the Raiders? How is it that a tight end can come in and look like a fresh
Rookie.
set of eyes and ears for that offense with Aiden O'Connell or Jimmy Garoppolo? How can he do that? And then you tell me that the situation is what made Devontae Adams what it was. No, Devontae Adams just regressed. That's what it was. Devontae Adams is the one that forced his way out of Oakland to re-get with his little boyfriend in the Jets, and they still didn't do much of anything. He was the second best receiver on that team because Garrett Wilson was still calling the shots, and they couldn't even win more than 4 games when they got Devontae Adams. So I'm saying seeing him now with Stafford is nothing like I saw when he had his favorite quarterback quarterback in the world, and nothing like when he was with the Raiders when that same Raiders team had a rookie tight end break records.
Okay, so we talking about the same Devontae Adams that when the Lions played the Raiders on was it Thursday night or Monday Night Football? It was a night game. It was Halloween at that, and we're gonna say that like Jimmy Garoppolo didn't just like miss him 30-yard bomb past him, and
And
he
you want to
cooked
bring up
Cam
one
Sutton.
game when he had a full
No, but
season.
that's an example. That's
It
not
is
no
an
no.
example. And Brock Bowers' entire season is an example of not using a quarterback as an excuse. He had that exact same quarterback that Devontae Adams did. That's all I'm saying.
Jimmy
We gonna
Garoppolo
come
didn't
back
play
to
with
that.
Bowers, did he?
We gonna come back to that.
We'll
Yes,
come back to it,
we'll come back to it. That's why
with
Aiden
that
O'Connell
Raiders
had to get
team,
the start.
with
I'm
that
with
Raiders
you,
team, he
and
was fourth.
I wish we had more time, but we don't. But
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
not
I know we
mad
got
at
to
the
move on.
discussion.
I got you.
I'm not mad at the discussion. All I'm saying is what I'm seeing from Devontae Adams now is what I would consider revitalized. Back and all. Pause.
Shout out to
Now,
Vontae.
segment two. We are obviously, if you are listening, you can't see that we are repping our teams. We got two Pats and two Lions here. I'm gonna start with the Lions. Like, what do you like so far? Like, I know we can get into the concerns, we can get into the hiccups and the doubts and the uncertainties, but right now, what JR? I'm gonna start with you. What do you like so far about your team?
It's Kelvin Shepherd, dog. Like if I had to say the biggest selling point right now is Kelvin stepping in, running this defense, and this defense is looking. I mean, again, it's a plug and play. Find somebody off the street, grabbing guys, bagging groceries, step in on this defense, and they balling out. And it's not even a matter of it's. What I would say is Kelvin has now put the Lions in a position to where he coaches them as if every game is a new season, right? Like when you have a coach that can do that, and it's not, I mean, we always hear, oh, put last week behind you, right? That's locker room talk. But when you actually watch a coach that every game he treats it like it's a new season for these guys, a different scheme, defense, a different defensive formation, different packages, putting some of your best players that were bench players the previous week, but this week because of who I'm playing, I need you in this game, right? You got Avonte Maddox coming in, and you know what? This week, hey, you're gonna be at safety, even though I know I could use you in the slot. Next week, you know what? Branch, you in the slot. Maddox, you're at safety. You know what I'm saying? Like he's literally finding the best way to scheme against the team that against his opponents. And as of right now, when I looked at this team and the three losses that we've had, honestly, I don't look at the defense and say this defense was the reason for why the team looked like they were discombobulated. It's been the offense that has been inconsistent with what they were doing. So for me, it's Shepard, bro. Like I hate to say it because I could literally see this being another situation where in another year we're looking for another defensive coordinator. Like that could very well be the situation.
I'm with you on that, Vontae. Because of time, I want to get to you for your concerns. What concerns do you have about the Lions moving forward?
The concerns I have about the Lions is still, even from the beginning, even from the offseason, it's the interior line.
Yep.
That is the biggest concern that I do have. I don't have any concern about anybody else. It's literally that left guard, center, and right guard. Well,
Yep.
not so much that the right guard. Tate Ratledge is actually has proven that he
Yeah.
Yeah,
belongs
Yeah.
in the
yeah.
league. He belongs as a starting right guard. He's going to continue to prove that. Um, the only thing I would say is that's probably holding him back is not having a quality veteran center on the left
Yep.
side.
Yep.
That right tackle, night and day. He's in his pocket
Yeah.
like a dollar in it. All right. But as far as the left side of him, there has to be a little bit more communication. And I think it's not more so of Tate Ratledge, it's more so of Glasgow taking on
Yep.
the initiative to make sure that communication, because he's the veteran.
Yep.
He's the veteran that got to bring up his little bro. Hey, little bro, we got to do this, we got to do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Panay Sewell, he's taken that identity. Have
Hmm.
only been in the league for 4 or 5 years or so. But Glasgow only has what 10 years plus possibly. So that's concern that I do have.
I don't think teams realize how important it is to have a solid structured line, but if you must focus what matters more, the interior is most definitely what matters more. So I'm glad you brought that up. Rob, I'm gonna come to you. What do you like so far? Or what do you like? Yeah, what do you like most and what do you like so far about the Pats this year?
This thing on. We got a run game, people. We got a
Facts.
damn run game.
Yes,
Holy crap.
sir.
5
Yes,
touchdowns over the
sir.
last 2 games.
Yeah.
Like, this is coming from a team that was basically one-dimensional. That
Yep.
was our
Yep.
biggest fault. That's what everybody was poking holes in. We couldn't get the run game going. Travion Henderson's a damn problem. Ramondre
Yep.
Stevenson, you might as well get your damn pink slips. You're
Yeah.
gonna be
Yeah.
walking your ass
Yeah.
out the
Yeah.
damn
Check it out.
stadium.
A second year
Yeah.
Travion
Turn your
Henderson
cleats
is going to
in.
be a problem. I
Yep.
will
Yeah.
tell you that.
Oh my God.
A second year
Yeah.
Henderson is
Yeah.
going to be a problem.
He's getting confidence.
And
That's
it's
all
go
he
blue over
needed.
here. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's go blue. I
But
don't
when they
like
get
Ohio
to the
State.
league, we get it. Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That
When
boy's
you get we
he's
get like
an
when you get to the
issue.
league, yeah. Yeah. When you get to the league, now all I can do is hope that he doesn't take that Buckeye slump like a few of the other ones have, like CJ Stroud. Anyway, look, I can say that my biggest concern is, can we learn how to keep Drake May upright? I think that as excited as I am, as much as I'm thrilled with how Will Campbell's adjusting, how Morgan Moses is leaning in on these guys, Michael Owen, he's kind of night and day, but he's,
As
kind of showing some
technician,
promise.
Detroit.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to us finally solidifying a plan to actually get him some max protection. It's clear now that we have a run game, to your point. Now we got to start switching up the personnel to get some max pro, because when we had that stretch where 2 games he tasted the dirt 11 times, 5 by Myles Garrett alone. If we are going to hype up this idea of being a potential 1 seed, specifically because of schedule and playoff implications, I am not fond of the idea of us having to play Kansas City, which means Chris Jones. I'm not fond of us having to play a team that I know coming off the edge, he's going to be tasting dirt. And I don't want, in a win or go home scenario, to us have to worry about whether or not we can keep our quarterback healthy enough and not have to come out a few plays or a few drives, because there have been times where a quarterback comes out for one drive and that's all it took for somebody to come in and screw things up. Unfortunately, we saw it happen with Russell Wilson. We saw it happen with Justin Fields. We've seen plenty of times where teams were looking steady. They were showing promise. You have to come out for one drive and you see what happens. We saw what happened with Dayball. They got fined because he was literally rushing to get Jackson Dart back out there. That's how much he did not
We
want
got the
Russell Wilson out
Pasternak
there.
though.
That's how much he did not want Russell Wilson out there. He's like, I will take the fine. I know what I'm doing is illegal, but I need him back out there. I know I'm breaking protocol, but I need to know when I can get him back out there. And I'm just not sure that as of now we have the structured line that can keep him upright long enough. I love that he's making plays. I love that he's literally looking as sharp and as poised as any 23-year-old QB could. I love that he's stepping up into the pocket, that he's taking the hits when it matters, that he's throwing the ball, getting rid of it when it matters. He's getting rid of those rookie mistakes. But ultimately, I do have concerns. JR, you had your hand up. What's up?
Yeah, I wanted to ask this because I know y'all are more tapped in with it than I've watched 3 of y'all games. I know y'all watched more than that, right? If it seems like y'all are coming on at the right time, right, by finding the running game. So do you think that now that you have that running game, I mean, we all know, right? If you watch football, what's the one thing that offensive line coaches preach? In order to help your offensive line pass pro, you got to have a good running game, right? To
Exactly.
get the defense to feel, kind of, back up a little bit. When I've watched games, do you think that your O-line's issues were just because of, hey, they can't block, or now that you have the running game, do you think that slows some of that pressure down, that defenses were just pinning their ears back and just coming for a house because they knew you didn't have the running game and they knew what you were going to do? Do you think that now the running game opens up and gives your offense a little more balance, so now your offensive line can get a little bit more momentum and look a little bit better by keeping the defense, uneasy, as opposed to what you guys were doing first half of the season?
Yeah, I'll go. I think it's a little of both. And I think
Okay.
as we're continuing to establish a run game, then Josh McDaniels can go deeper into his bag. We did not show much of anything against the Jets. That's why the Thursday night game historically are pretty boring, is because
Yeah.
from Sunday to Thursday, I'm not going to go deep in
You
my
can't
bag with some
scheme.
guys. I'm not going to go deep in my bag with guys that are legit still wiping crust out of their eyes from the jet lag. So we didn't see much, and we knew we weren't going to see much. But I am excited that should we get a healthy Ramondre Stevenson back with Terrell Jennings getting bumped up, that we can start to have some type of consistency in saying, hey, we got a nice little rotation. I love that the Lions have legit laid out a blueprint, whether it's RB1 and RB1A. I love the idea of we have two guys that either of them can go off for 80 and 20 receiving any given night. Any of these guys can get you 2 tuds any given night, period, point blank. Red
That's
zone,
fair.
we could put any of them in there, or we can come in 12 person or 21 personnel. We can come out with two running backs, and you're not going to know if we're doing a screen, we're doing a bubble, or if one guy's legit going to go out in motion or anything like that. But one thing I want us to keep in context, I can be objective in saying that when Trey had that big Russian night against the Bucks, two of those were big carries. One was a 55 yarder, one was a 69 yarder. Outside of that, the remaining 12 rushes, he averaged maybe 2.5 yards a carry. So we
That's
still
fair.
have
I got you.
to
Okay.
learn how to use the big plays to the point that Rob was bringing up. Like now that we have a run game, we can now start scheming up plays that lead to misdirection, that lead to cutbacks, that lead to saying, we're not just going to run trap and counter. We can legit run plays that are designed to handle that three technique. We can run. I see you in that wide nine, and I'm coming right at you. We can now have Owen you pull and get out there and push
Whew.
him all the way to the
I ain't gonna
stands.
hold you. Y'all give Drake May some play action, boy. Look, at that
It's
And
point,
raps.
you giving him play action. At that point, you got my vote for MVP because you haven't even given him what he
Yeah.
wants. You telling me now you got a run threat and now a good play action and now the field is open,
Yeah.
man.
Rob, you
Watch
and
get the
that's
out.
last word. Go ahead.
and that's the problem because of the fact that we had no run game. You had
Yep.
to be basically one dimensional. Now
Yep.
you have to not only respect our run game, you got to
Yep.
respect Drake May's legs, his arms.
Yep.
Not only do you
Yep.
have to respect his arm, he's the most accurate or not one of the most accurate quarterbacks in
Agreed.
football right now.
Easily. Yeah.
So you got to
Yeah.
respect everything. It's we're gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
And to that, I'll just bounce it back real quickly to you, Vonte. Like, I think that what I appreciate the most about Detroit is that they're laying out the blueprint of what it means to just have a solidified set talent on one side of the ball. So it didn't matter who went out. It didn't matter if anybody had to hop on IR. It didn't seem to matter because the Lions just always had weapons. No other team ever, I can put every dollar to my name on it twice. No other team will ever have over 25 guys on IR and go 15-2 in a season. That, like, no matter what, that's just, we're never going to see anything that historic ever again. So when I look at an offense, I look at, okay, if Amon-Ra's having an off night, that means Laporta jumped up. If Laporta's out, that means JMO stepped up. If JMO out, talking last year, that means Tim Patrick stepped up. If Tim
Yeah.
Patrick's out, that means Khalif Raymond hopped in. And no matter what, above all else, you got Demo and you got Gibbs in the backfield. And when Demo had to miss 4 weeks, Gibbs was like, I got it. We're not worrying about it. So what is it about this offense that leads you to be confident that don't focus so much on our overall record? We're still the team that we've always been because there's something that you just can't teach, and that's what we have.
And here's the thing. I'm glad that you mentioned that. I mean, it starts in the locker room, bro. It really do. It starts in the locker room where you have that team bonding, not just let's just take it a step further. It starts with the head coach, bro. I think I
Like
believe
some kneecaps.
I'm not even just that. I was just looking at the video. You talking about dragging them down to the darkness of the abyss and drown them. You know what I'm saying? But that you got to look at a lot of these teams. Patriots. What was the change? Their head coach. That's a
Yeah.
player head. That's a player coach right there.
Yeah.
Kelvin Shepard, player coach. You know what I'm saying? Dan Campbell, player coach. It's something about that connection to these players that's playing right now. And it's like it's something about that that's just building so much chemistry. And when you go from there, you got guys like Amon Ra that takes 110% pride in
Mm-hmm.
blocking down the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you got guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown and then commenting on Tesla, even though he has all the ability to be a deep threat receiver, you know what I'm saying, sitting at 6'4", running a 4.4 in a 40, that's crazy for any receiver to do that, sitting at that kind of size. And but to have that type of leadership to break him down and tell you know what, he needs to work on his blocking, and he's actually taking on the identity of doing that. That bleeds into every position room on the team on offense. And let's keep it real. I think our offense has been the most healthiest I've ever seen from a point of not a lot of guys are missing over the span of a
Yeah.
few years. So you're not going to see Amon Ra, even though he had that oblique
Yeah. The
tear
tear. Mm-hmm.
a few weeks a few years ago. he's always going to be there, staying healthy and things like that. Jamo staying healthy. Panay Sewell, even though he's got a little banged up over the course of a couple weeks, he's still been staying healthy. So
Basically,
it's a
they don't
lot.
miss games. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't miss games at all. So it's like when you have that and you have that same team every single year, that same offense every single year, it's bound to pop to get to a
Yep.
Super Bowl. It's bound to pop.
Yeah.
You just
And
got to
that's
put it
why
together.
I'm excited this year. This year I'm not concerned with records as much as I'm concerned with impact. I don't think that you're gonna see a
I don't even
team.
care if we
Yeah.
finish. If I don't care if we don't finish number one. I don't care
Get
about
in.
that.
And we
Get
and we
in,
and we talked about
go.
this. We talked about this last year before we get to our last segment because that actually ties into Philly and Baltimore. But we talked. The Lions were undefeated on the road last year. All three losses. You lost to the Bucks. You lost to Josh Allen and the Bills, and then you lost to the Commanders, all at Ford Field. Which means it may have did you some good if you lost that last game to the Vikings and went on the road because then you would have handled business because you had proven that you could handle business, including the game where Goff threw 5 picks against Houston and they still rallied together to win. But y'all, let's get to this last segment. Let's get to some hot takes real quick. We're gonna X one out and just stick with two. I want to get to Philly because Philly, I told you earlier, Vonte, I see an implosion coming, and it's not just an AJ Brown thing. I just see an offense that is so loaded and unclear on how to use them. It could because there's another offensive coordinator, and that Jalen Hurts is changing coordinators like he changed socks. And you have Detroit Lions that similarly went through that, but Dan Campbell said, before we implode, I'm going to show you what I'm looking for before I hand you back the sticks. That's what mentorship in and of itself is supposed to look like. Don't scold them. Don't chastise them. Say, hey, you're going to stay right here. I'm going to show you what I'm looking for. Hopefully by this time next year, I'm going to give it back to you. I would love for it to be this year, but realistically, we all understand that's not going to happen anytime soon. You can't rush it. But with Philly, they're under no circumstances should you expect to see a team with Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, and Saquon Barkley struggling as much as they are struggling, going from over 2,000 all-purpose yards, could have broke the record, sat the last game out on purpose, to what we're seeing now. I'm gonna come to you, Jr. Fill in this blank. If Philly doesn't do this, they're gonna lose in the first round of the playoffs. What would you say that thing is?
If they don't figure out what their identity is, I think that's the key that we're talking about. It's not just that they have so many weapons. They don't know what team they want to be. They don't know whether they want to be the smash mouth team. They don't know whether they want to be the passing team. Granted, you're limited with the passing because of who your quarterback is. No matter
Mm-hmm.
what you say, Jalen Hurts, I'm not putting him as a top 10 QB in the league, right? I can't do it. I get it. Super Bowl, that's great. There are a lot of QBs that I would say were not great that won Super Bowl. So I'm not
Exactly.
going to do that. You know what I mean? So when I look at this, I say, okay, what is this team's identity? And because they haven't figured it out, like case in point, I could literally make the case and say, if you switched the Lions playbook and gave it to Philly, what would that offense look like? Same offensive
Mm.
scheme, motions, getting them out, traps, right? Like counters. If you did that with that offense, what would they look like? Right. So for me, it's you have to decide what you want to be and move on from there. But this week in, week out thing of, well, this week we're going to be a passing offense, this week we're going to be a running offense, this week we're going to be like there has to be some identity and they have to find that balance.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, that they're going to keep being in these situations where it takes them the whole first half to get their offense off the ground because they don't know what they want to do. And also the other thing is,
Yeah.
this is football. Take emotion out of it. I don't care if you're in the news complaining that you didn't get touches. That doesn't mean the next week I'm just gonna dump you with touches and feed you like it's a scheme game. We're grown men. If you are not the best option for this game, you're not the best option for this game. It is what it is. We look at a JMO, even though he may have posted some things, guess what? Dan Campbell didn't start calling plays for him until 3 weeks consistently. He blocked his ass off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he proved, you know what? I didn't get touches this week, but there was film that showed that 10 yards, 20 yards down the field, the boy is blocking his tail off. So for me, it's the Eagles have to figure out who they want to be, man. If they don't figure out what they want to be and they keep letting emotionalism drive who they are week after week, that you can't. Yes, they will implode. You can have a great regular season, and then the last 3, 4 games of the year, I don't know, man. So yeah, for me,
Yeah,
it's
I'm with
identity.
you. And the key thing, it's intentional. None of us had in the before the prelude, none of us had Jalen Hurts in our top five. And you mentioned top 10. You don't need to be
I don't
a
have him top
stellar
10. Yeah,
QB. You just need to be a serviceable QB to win. Somehow, some way, Eli Manning has more rings and Super Bowl appearances than Aaron Rodgers. And everybody, there are so many people acclaiming Aaron Rodgers as this guy. He's only been to one Super Bowl. Eli Manning has been to two, and he's won both of them. He's 2-0 in Super Bowls. So you don't have to be a top 10 to do that. Vonte, I'm going to come to you with Baltimore. Baltimore is a team that, as of right now, they say, well, Vegas knows something, Vegas knows something. Even when Baltimore had a below 500 record, which as of now they still do, they are still the favorites to win the AFC North, and that's not surprise. That's not surprising. They are minus
that defense is
275 right now.
such
They are
that
minus 275 to still win the freaking division. What a smack in the face to Tomlin and good
that
old Aaron
division is
Rodgers.
horrible.
Vontae, if Baltimore can do what, they can run the table.
Breathe.
If they can have a number one receiver, they could probably run the table.
If they can
Just
have a
need to
number one
breathe.
receiver, okay. He said
If they
breathe.
can have breathe, if they can have a number one receiver, they do not have a number one receiver. Zay Flowers he's not a
Yeah,
number one
neither is
receiver.
Bateman. Yeah,
Bateman, it's not a number one receiver.
D
What's
Hop's a
Swamp
shell of
and
himself. Yeah.
yeah, and Mark Andrews, he's a great tight end. He's one of the top maybe 5 to 10 tight ends in the
Mm-hmm.
league. But a tight end can only do so much and wear him out. That's how he got injured last year and the year before that.
Yeah.
So if they had a number one receiver, and I'm not talking about DeAndre Hopkins, that's a guy that's trying to revitalize his season, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
his career. But if they had a number one receiver, I would definitely say they would run the table because it's very hard to stop those weapons that they have on offense, which is Lamar Jackson, first of all, Derrick Henry, that if he can get his stuff together, that's
Mm-hmm.
another one. I would say that's number two. If he can get his stuff together, then also accounting for Mark Andrews that can
Yeah.
literally beat almost any safety in the league on a corner route. I don't know how. I do not know
Mm-hmm.
how he keep beating
Yeah.
safeties on corner routes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, if you do that and then actually have a number one receiver, you'd be fine. And that was a
I'm
little
with that. Another team that I'm looking at coming out of the AFC West, particularly, is the Chargers. I know that we talked about Justin Herbert, and I know the way Lab McConkey has been looking. Um, this team is one that you might not see the flash or the pizzazz, but they just do all the little things right, and that's not anything Harbaugh's not used to. He was at with the 49ers for 4 years, went to the NFC Championship all 4 years before he just said, I'm gonna go back home to where it started. I'm gonna go back to Michigan. So he clearly knows how to win. He knows how to win at a high level. He's no stranger to it. Him being with Justin Herbert, he has this QB. Rob, I'm gonna come to you. If the Chargers can do what, they can legit win a playoff game this year.
Consistency. You just said it. Like they need to
Yep.
not get in their own way. They need to
Yep.
continue to do what they've been doing to win games and not just don't look at the Chiefs. They can't be looking at
Yeah.
the Chiefs. They gotta keep looking forward. If they start looking back at the Chiefs, they're gonna be in trouble because they're gonna be looking from the rearview mirror as the Chiefs pass them.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
consistency. They're a very
Yep.
good team. And Harbaugh wins at every level he goes to. The guy
Yeah.
just wins.
Yeah.
So it's consistency. You said it. It's just that.
I'm with
The
you.
funny thing
Consistent.
is,
Yeah.
that's the problem with Harbaugh's gift is also his problem. Like I know that firsthand with us being Michigan fans. The problem is that while yes, he's won at every level, he wears his staff and his players down because of how bipolar he can be, and also how stubborn he can be with what he wants to do. And unfortunately, yes, that consistency falls on Harbaugh because he can get stubborn and think that, oh, it's my way or the highway. And he loses it. I really hope that they don't that this doesn't fall off the tracks. But if they do, I will absolutely be pointing at Harbaugh.
Yeah, but that'd be the Chargers just being the Chargers because
That's true.
that franchise is cursed.
Agreed.
They are for sure, and I'm talking. I was in the Marines, and so when I was in San Diego, I love that they were there. They should have never went to LA, but anyway, I can look at them being cursed ever since North Turner stepped on. I'm like, I don't know what North Turner did. I don't know who he talked to. I don't know what voodoo he put on them. But the Chargers, you have a 33-point lead against Jacksonville in the playoffs. I don't understand
Damn, bro.
how anybody blows that. The playoffs, not regular season. I'm
Mhm.
talking playoffs. I don't know how that happens.
playoffs.
Right.
Playoffs.
I
Playoffs?
see a team
Not
that just
practice.
needs to be consistent. And to
Talk
your
about
point, Rob,
playoffs.
I see a team that needs to ignore Kansas City. If the Chargers can ignore the Chiefs, they can handle their business. You won week one to start the season off. Ignore them. Even if they win the next bout, ignore the
Listen,
Chiefs.
man,
That's it.
I am counting on the Broncos to do something about the Chiefs.
And
I I,
I think the Broncos
I am
are gonna
counting on
ignore
them.
I
them.
think they are. I
I
think they
think
are.
having Sean Payton is they're
Not
gonna
me.
ignore the Chiefs. I
At
promise
least
you on
not
that
this
one.
not this year. Not
I
this
just
year. At
I
least
just
not
Bo Nix
don't
this year.
want to
sucks.
see
That boy
them, bro.
sucks.
I'm not
I
not not
and hear me right now. You Vonte, we on the same page. I'm a defensive guy guru through and through. Outside of Fred Warner, I am a Pat Surtain head through and through. He's gone. Whether it's Rice or Xavier Worthy or whoever they got coming out the backfield, I'm concerned that they're legit just gonna torch that Denver secondary because they're brittle. If
Is he out
Denver
for season?
secondary, huh?
Is he out for season? What are you talking
No,
about?
he's just not playing this week.
Yeah, he's not playing
Oh,
this week. I think he's still
Oh
out too.
yeah,
I think
he's
I think he got
well,
out.
two
you
more
said
out.
gone. I'm like, hold on,
Yeah,
I
no,
think
he
he got
that's what
wow.
I'm
two
saying.
more.
Like, I don't know. And Denver has to play them twice. They haven't played them in all yet. So they play them again, I think, on Christmas. I think they play them the night of
Hey, we
Christmas. Yeah. So I'm
We
looking at Denver. I would love to say that's true, but this year I'm not seeing it yet. I'm not seeing what I want to see from right now this Denver team as it relates to the Chiefs. And I say that because as we talk, like yeah, the Chiefs gonna Chief when they're at home, but when I saw them 11-6 had to go to Buffalo, then had to go to Baltimore, then went to the Super Bowl when they went on the road and just ran the table. When I'm talking, they were 9-6 the last 2 weeks, won the last two games, and then ran the table. That's a team that I can see trying to show up at 4:30. But I'll be looking forward to it. Any of y'all got a last word? I'll let y'all get it before we get up out of here.
And you know what? I think it's because of Bo Nix, man. This man is a check down king. Like, and people will say, "Oh,
Yeah.
he throws the deep." He's like Mac Jones, throws the deep ball every once in a while, and everybody goes, "This man is like 6.1 yards per pass attempt." He's a check
Oh,
down
that's
artist.
it?
Like he's bottom 10. He's
Yeah, that's it.
bottom 10. This guy sucks.
Why
But
did
He,
this
I
is
think you would?
also
they,
no,
you
but
know, here, let me real quick. People want to talk about the Pats schedule. Go look at the Broncos schedule. Go look at the Broncos schedule. Who have they beat?
nope.
Come on,
Oh,
nobody.
100%. They legit just won 10-7
They
against
beat
the
the
Raiders on
Philadelphia Eagles.
Thursday. They beat
Okay.
the Raiders 10-7 on Thursday and nobody batted an eye. Oh, but don't let us beat the Jets. Don't let us beat the Jets on the Thursday night.
Six
Don't
point
Rob,
one
don't let
yards
that
per
happen.
pass attempt. 6.1. And they're comparing this guy to Drake May. Oh my Lord. I'm about to get in trouble.
Nah.
We
Somebody, where's the
are
swear
gonna
jar?
schedule another episode because I got to get this core back together. I got to go tend to this baby. But y'all, thanks so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed what you heard, please do me a favor. Please leave a comment, rate, review, and subscribe. That's how we keep growing and continue bringing you the best football content out there. Until next time, it's been T Smith locked in with Football Heads. Appreciate y'all. Y'all stay locked in.
I'm
Okay,
about to tear.
I know.
keep talking.
I,
Go
I
ahead.
I I hear you. I hear you.
So you really
I'm
so
not
hold
ready to
on.
say
So
that though.
you really saying that Drake May is going to be the number one quarterback in the league?
Yes, within the next 3 years, if not already. Because look what
Over
he's doing.
who?
Over who? Over
Over the
everyone.
other
No,
31.
Everyone.
no,
Eh,
wait. No. Because we know who the top five is right now. So over
Do
who?
we?
I don't
Go
think we
ahead.
Yes.
do, though. I don't think we
Say your
do.
top five because I'll go tell you
I
right
don't
now.
think we
I
do.
mean,
Patrick Mahomes is
off of
5-4.
okay.
Patrick Mahomes is 5-4. Josh Allen went in your house, took your lunch money. Joe Burrow,
That's fine.
when is he ever
Joe
healthy?
Burrow's hurt. We can't count him. He's hurt.
Are we gonna talk about Justin Herbert, Mr. Guy that lost got came
Yeah,
back off
Justin
by
Herbert.
Trevor
Yeah,
Lawrence? Okay, so then
Herbert's out of
who are
this.
we saying? Who is the locks? Lamar Jackson definitely is up there. And we're just going based off of
He's hurt
whatever.
too. So I can't. If we're going based off of this year, I can't use Burrow or Lamar because they're hurt. So they're not.
But
They're out of it.
but but that's why I also can't anoint him off of this year because even though we're going off of because it's like my thing is with that argument, if half of the argument is going off of what that team looks like right now, I can't say that he's still better than a Mahomes. That's still a
Okay, so
we
then
saw this same thing last year with Mahomes. They get bored. I'm the biggest Mahomes hat hater. Terrence will tell you that's I can't stand the Chiefs, but at the same time. I can't look at this Chiefs team sitting at 5-4 and not say that they won't do the same thing they've done the last 2 years, which is look like shit the whole first half of the season and then back half playoffs, they turn it on miraculously somehow. Like I can't discredit Mahomes. No matter what I do, as much as I hate to do, I can't discredit what he is as a quarterback. So I can never say Drake May is going to get that clout.
Well, that's why I'm here to discredit as much as possible because every damn year his numbers have gone down since he's
Agreed.
lost Tyreek Hill, since he has Travis Kelce, who's a shell of
Agreed.
himself. Every year his numbers have dwindled.
And
Mister, you're
he's
supposed to be
still
the
going to the Super Bowl and
really
still
is
winning it.
is he?
Wait a
Because
minute, who?
here's the
Mahomes.
thing.
Mahomes.
Here's the thing. He's now got second year Bo Nix, and that Broncos team is actually percolating. Justin Herbert finally got a good coach. Who's to say that the Chiefs even make the playoffs this year? Because their
Okay,
schedule is
okay, hold
very
on, man.
difficult.
Hold on. This is a very huge attribute that, well, I'm gonna say attribute factor in someone's career that literally plays a factor in a lot of things what they do in their
Hmm.
career. And is you know how wearing that is to go deep into the playoffs every single year since he's been in the league? That's tiring, bro.
You, I
That's
mean, you should
very
know firsthand, though, brother. Though they played y'all, and not one penalty flag was thrown.
no,
Agreed.
no.
So they
We're
get
not
the
talking.
refs' help.
We're not just talking about the
I got
Rams. And
that.
see, you
Yeah.
want to throw it, yeah, you want to throw that out there like that doesn't deteriorate anything. The fact that Patrick Mahomes literally, even not just Patrick Mahomes, but the entire team, that team has been the same for a very long time. And for them to continuously keep going to the playoffs every single year, deep into the playoffs, like AFC Championship, Super Bowl, that is very tiring. You don't think that they get, wore out like when they played against the Eagles? Eagles fresh legs, crazy D line, crazy defense. Let's keep it a bean. And then the fact that they haven't been there for what 2 years, 2 out of the 3 years that Jalen Hurts has gotten there and is doing the thing. So there's fresh legs over there. You got Patrick Mahomes trying to do a three-peat. Never has ever it been done. If it has, it would have been easy.
Here's my thing though. I want to say the Kansas City Chiefs are attempting to do a three-peat because 2 of those years Mahomes was not. He was clearly regressing. I would still consider him a top five
He's still
quarterback,
regressing.
but I'm still acknowledging
Yeah.
that he's
No, I
regressing. The
agree.
year they went
I agree
11
with
and
the
6,
regressing.
that defense, it's what got them to the Super Bowl, and the defense is what won them the Super Bowl. Make no mistake, Spagnuolo deserves way more credit than he gets. They talked about Eric Bieniemy, they talked about Andy Reid. Nobody talks about what Steven Spagnuolo does with that defense. Matt Nagy was the offensive coordinator and got rings with Patrick Mahomes. It didn't matter who the play caller was. You got Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid, you're gonna make some noise. But Magnola, like that defense was way more solidified than we wanted to give him credit for with Trent McDuffie and Chris Jones. Like that defense is literally what the Broncos did when Peyton Manning got his ring against Cam Newton. It was not that Pat Mahomes or that Peyton Manning outplayed Cam Newton. It was that Von Miller and DeMarcus freaking Ware kept Cam Newton in his place. And so I think to keep it in perspective, if we want to talk QBs, that's different than talking teams. The teams kept making good playoff pushes, but it was not because of the play of Pat Mahomes. It was because of the totality of the team.
I think
Agreed.
that's why
And
in
I'm
this
saying
instance, I agree with
now,
that. I
when
agree
I
with
look
that.
at the team now, I'm not saying his window is done, but it's surely closing when you got the Broncos looking the way they're looking. I mean, sure, they're going to have a tougher schedule next year, but when you have a young quarterback looking the way he's looking, when you have Herbert finally being matched with Harbaugh, yeah, the Raiders are still going to Raider. That doesn't matter, but we're talking you're fighting to be the second best team in your division right now, which means no matter what, we don't know how this is going to shake out because of the way the playoffs look. So from that perspective, I don't think it's that cut and dry just to bring it back to the QB discussion. I don't think it's that cut and dry to just say we know who the top 5 QBs are. We don't. I think if all four of us were to list our top 5, we would probably have 2 that we all unanimously agree on. The other 3 would be subject.
Okay, so who's the two that we unanimously is agreeing with?
I mean, Patrick Mahomes, just because as much as I think he's overrated as hell, I think he's up there.
Facts.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson,
Facts.
Josh Allen. That is 3 guys that you have to put up there no matter what. Don't whether you
So
hate or not.
we're not going to include Mr. Consistent,
Who's Mr. Consistent? Jared
Jared
Goff?
Goff. Yes.
Consistently
We're
doing
not
what?
I
you know how
putting
many
golf up there. Where I
I
say
mean,
we
I'll
where I
put him at
say
maybe 5.
he has a 72%.
He's also
uh
got Jameer Gibbs.
Hey, oh, wait,
Jamin.
wait, 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 wait.
I mean, look at what he
Not
has
gonna do
on
that.
the
We're not gonna do
offense.
that. Because here's why we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna name off Amon Ra. We're not gonna name off Jameer Gibbs, Sam Laporta, J-Mo. You know why? Because none of those players, none of those teams was taking chances on those players.
That
That's
doesn't
just
mean
the
they're
thing.
not good though,
Hold on,
because
no, no, no,
AJ
no, no.
Brown was taken late
Hold
too.
on.
So was DK Metcalf.
Yeah, well, here's the thing though. Well, AJ Brown was AJ Brown before he got to Eagles. Okay. Devontae Smith was Devontae Smith before he came to the Eagles, before he got drafted.
And
We talk
J-Mo was
about
J-Mo.
well,
And
hold on,
Amon
no,
Ra was
no.
Amon Ra.
Right, but he was an injured
Bars.
J-Mo. He didn't go to the NFL combine. He didn't run the 40. Jameer Gibbs, they gave us an F for drafting him in the first round. Sam Laporta, that was the only probably quality pick that anybody actually agreed that we was getting. But the thing is, those are players that had to prove themselves as soon as they got into the league.
And I'm
So
saying they did. So I
But
don't
even
disagree.
now,
But what I'm saying is just because people say you're not good doesn't mean you're not talented. I
no, that's
agree.
not what I'm saying.
Jameer Gibbs didn't get a
But
first round grade, period, point blank. You're right. That doesn't mean he wasn't a first round talent. That just means nobody was willing to take a chance on him
But
because
we
I'm
they thought
not.
it was a
we
waste.
over here saying like, oh, Jameer Gibbs, you got Jameer Gibbs. Well, first of all, Jameer Gibbs became Jameer Gibbs in the league because of the Lions in their system that they have for him.
You don't think he
Jared
would do
Goff
this at
was
any other team?
what's that?
You don't think he would do this at any
No,
other
I'm not
team?
saying that he wouldn't be able to do it in any other team. But when we talk about Jameer Gibbs, we can only assume of what he's been doing with the Lions. I'm not going to say if, ands, or buts on that.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Just like Jared Goff. So Jared Goff was Jared Goff when he went to the when he was got to the Rams, right? The second year he played, he went for 4,000 yards passing, whatever, and then got to the Super Bowl, right? With Todd Gurley. Right. Matter of fact, he had two receivers, Brandon Cooks and Robert Woods. Both of them had over 1,000 yards, and none of them will be a number one receiver on anybody else's team. We know that for sure,
Do
right?
we though?
Yeah. Oh,
Cooks,
No,
what?
not if you're saying we
Brian
can't do
Cooks.
ifs. If we can't do ifs with
Brandon
Gibbs, we can't
Cooks.
do ifs about if we can't do ifs with Gibbs, we can't do ifs with who would be a number one receiver
I
in
mean,
other teams. We can't do that.
I'm not taking Jared Goff over Matt Stafford, so that's one thing.
no. So here's where I'm gonna go with that, right? Tell me where I would be off with Drake May. If I'm going off of, so if your argument is, and right now, being honest, I would put Drake May just above Golf. Right now, I would, just because of what I've seen, the way he's played. All right. Here's where my argument is going to be though. If I'm going off of what the QBs have looked like this season,
This
based
season.
off the way that they've played, right? My number one is going to be the one that y'all probably gonna throw me aside on. But right now, it's going to be hard for you right now to find me another receiver that's playing better from a overall component of a QB standard than Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
You cannot find right now. He leads the league in QBR.
No, you're right.
Right now, Sam Darnold is your best QB in the NFL right now, pound for pound, stat for stat. So right now, I got him as my number one. If I'm going number two, if I know it's
No,
tough,
keep going. Go,
it's a
go.
hot, but all right. But if I got that, I got Sam Darnold as my number one. At my number two, I'm probably, and it's tough to say it because I know we want to go record wise versus how they're playing right now. Number two, Dak Prescott is having probably the
Dak is
second
in my
best
top
season.
five this year. Dak
He's
is in
got a
my top
terrible
five this year.
defense. Terrible
Like,
defense.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, terrible defense. Dak is playing lights out right now. So right now, I gotta go one, Darnold. Number two, I gotta go Dak. Number three is where I get sticky with where QBs are right now, and that's where I'm either going Stafford or Drake May as a 3 or 4 interchangeable, with Golf coming in at number 5.
There's
Just solely off of QB play. This isn't
I can't even
about,
hate that. I
You
you know
can't.
what
know,
I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know.
no, here
So that's
And
where
here's
I'm
the
at.
thing. Here's the thing. Jared Goff is only number 5 because of John Morton. There's no other reason why he'll be number 5.
Can get that.
He's literally on what 2 or 3 picks throughout the season, and it's week 11. Last
He's
year he had about 8 picks and at a
so that's where
65% completion rate.
completion. Mm-hmm.
I get it. So, but that's where in that instance, I get what you're saying. But in that instance, that's where I have to go on the counter by saying Sam Darnold, a Dak Prescott, a who else did I say? Matt Stafford,
Yep.
and then Drake May. The only reason why I have to say them above that is because I look at a Seattle team that went 2 games without Jackson Smith and Jigba and went a couple games without a number 2 receiver at all. Like they were putting guys that you couldn't even name that literally to score a touchdown were plus 700, plus 1,000. Nobody was taking them to do that without Njigba. So then if I look at my number 2 with Dak, same thing with Dak. He was without his top receivers. Right now, even though we're talking about offensive coordinator scheme, he still had his weapons on the field. You still had Jahmyr Gibbs on the field. You still had LaPorta. You still have Amon-Ra. You still have Jameson Williams. I get what we're saying about you may want to take it out, but if we're playing the game of true quarterbacks performing in and out, I can't say that the tools that Goff has. My thing is, I can't make the argument and say that that's not a part of how he's performed. If I look at the other QBs on this list, if I look at definitely a Dak who went weeks without his top guy in CeeDee Lamb, right? I look at Drake May, who went weeks without a true number 1 with.
He doesn't have a true number 1.
So here's where I go though. Here's where I go with that though. I would say he had it without. If I'm going off of that, I still have to say Stephon Diggs is a number 1. Based off of value.
Not even 1 year removed from ACL injury.
No, I get it. But if I'm saying if I'm looking at just your roster, I would say if I took Stephon Diggs off of your roster, the same argument that we just had about the other wide receivers, right? Is Stephon Diggs still a number 1 on other rosters in the NFL? Yes. I would say yes. And if I look at Lions right now, would Jameson Williams on any other roster be a number 1 versus a number 2? Yes.
No. Yes.
Oh, absolutely yes.
He would be a number 1 with the Pats right now.
JMO would, yes.
Yeah, he would be a number 1 with the Patriots right now. He would be a number 1 over Diggs. No doubt about it.
He would be a number 1 on the Patriots. He would be a number 1 on the Bills. He would be a number 1 on the Saints. I would take him over Chris Olave. I would say he's a number 1 on the
Saints
Chargers.
trying to find their identity still, bro.
He would be a number 1 on the Chargers over a Keenan Allen, over a Ladd McConkey. I would say he's a number 1 on that team.
So
wait, over Keenan Allen?
Yes, do it. You did.
Over Keenan Allen, but not Ladd McConkey.
Now this is not me saying. Hold on, wait.
No. I'm about to mute everybody. I'm about to mute.
We got to make this last point, and then we can go.
I'm gonna mute everybody.
I gotta get his point. I gotta make his point, and then we can go.
I can't even do that because it's gonna take us down another rabbit hole. I'm gonna